One. We are live. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Big Brother. We're so close to 400 subs, guys. So if you have not subscribed, make sure that you hit that subscription, and I will have a special thing for 400 subs. Trust me. Anyways, today we're here to talk strictly Big Brother 20. I'm hella stoked for this because I think this cast is great. And joining me is Connor. Say hi, Connor.
Hello.
And just so you guys know, he does not want to go by Connor anymore. He wants to go by Shaggy C. Okay, just making that clear right now. All right, and also with me,
Ryan.
do you want to go by Adam?
Yeah, I'll just
I'm
go by
guessing.
Ryan.
All right, I got Adam with me. Both of these guys played YouTube Survivor, so you guys should know who they are as long as you watch the series. So, Big Brother 20. First, let's just get some rumors out of the way. I'm expecting 4 returnees. Is that what we're all expecting?
I thought the rumor was debunked already.
And who was a part of that list?
I believe it was Ian, Hayden, Rachel, I believe. I'm not sure. But I forgot the females.
I think it was Ian, Hayden, Moss, the winner of B12. I think it was Alex Au and Shelly Poole. That's what I heard.
Yeah, what Connor said.
Okay. The one that I heard was Ian, Hayden, Shelley Poole, and Keisha
Alex.
Smith. I heard Keisha Smith. I never heard Alex's name. Alex was just something that was just completely random to me. I never heard that. Most of the ones that I've been saying have been saying Keisha Smith, Kalia Booker, or
I think it's been confirmed that it's like an all new cast, though, so I don't think we have to worry about any returnees.
you don't think there's going to be any this season?
No, I don't think so.
I do because the house has 18 spots. And if they're doing this supposed social media twist where you have to get the most hashtags or whatever to stay in the game, and the two with the least hashtags go out, then I could definitely see 4 returnees coming in. Or maybe potentially the 4 returnees have to
Or
get the
just
most
two.
hashtags.
Whoever wins the hashtag battle ends up going into the house.
That is also a part of it. Yeah, whoever wins the hashtag battle is also the head of household. Um, I'm not stoked for the theme, which is tech, like technology themed. I don't know if you guys saw the house reveal. I just glanced at it.
They kind of hinted that for Celebrity Big Brother when they were trying to do the media stuff for like vote for whoever you want to win the POV.
That's true, and I mean they've been doing these care packages the past couple of seasons, which I really am not a big fan of. Um, I mean, I guess I was a fan of it in OTT because that was kind of America's game, but I didn't like OTT. Then again, that was partially the casting fault. I couldn't like anybody in that cast, but I don't know. You're coming from somebody who thinks that OTT was worse than Big Brother 19, so but whatever. Anyways, so we're going to get into the house guests, and we're going to start. I'm just going to go down the list that CBS has released, which means that our first person is Steve, I guess, Arienta, something like that. The 40-year-old cop from New Jersey. Let's start with Connor. What do you think of Steve, the undercover police officer slash college professor?
As a character on my TV screen, I like him. I think he'll be interesting for about 4 weeks. Unfortunately, I think the fact that he's gonna pretend that he's a mechanic, but I don't know. This dude screams cop. Like he talks like a cop, he uses manners like a cop. Like this dude screams cop. So he's gonna lie about it. And if these people are smart enough to catch on, that could be trouble for him. And also, he's like the typical older person of the cast. Like that's already gonna put a target on his back from the get go, being the oldest one. So
All right, Adam, what do you think about our boy Steve the cop?
Yeah, like what Connor said, he sounds logical, and I think the best way for him to make it far in the game is to just flow under the radar for like the first few votes, and just sort of build his own alliance and try to uh, do a Derek, I guess. I don't know.
So my opinion on Steve the cop, and I 110% agree with you, Connor. He screams cop. Like if you're looking for somebody who's going to be an undercover cop type thing, Steve is going to be the obvious one. He talks like a cop. He says sir. He says ma'am. His mannerisms are very cop like. Um,
That would be funny if a lot of
it's
people just
true.
made a bunch of theories about him, like Caleb did with Donnie or whatever. If they start pegging him to somebody
Yeah,
like in New
except
York,
except this is actually true. You know how everyone thought that Kevin was like a part of the mafia just because of how he acted?
yeah.
yeah,
If Steve can act like Kevin did, I think he'll be fine because, hey, he's the old guy. He's not going to, you know,
He
he's going to
can't
be
be too
sort of
bossy,
trustworthy.
basically.
That too. That's another thing that's a part of it, and that's one thing that Derek was able to cover up very well. He was able to be bossy without actually being bossy, or at least coming across to it. I mean, this guy's not going to play like Derek. He's like 8 years older. Another thing is somebody said that he's been lying about his age, that he's actually 49.
I
I
heard
don't
that
know.
too.
I don't know if that's accurate or not. I don't think it is, to be honest with you, even though he really looks and acts and talks like it. I don't think it is because I don't think they would allow him to lie about his age. I'm pretty sure they did background checks on all these people. But then again, they
Haven't
let somebody.
past players lied about their age before, though?
I mean, I know they've lied on their bios, like kind of like Scotty did with Evil Dick. We'll get to him later. But I don't think they lie about their age. I don't even know if they're allowed to, because I'm guessing for the basic stuff, CBS goes in detail. You know what I mean? Maybe he did. Who knows? But it, I don't think he should lie that he's an undercover cop. I don't think that's a smart move. I think he should lay it out in the open, be like, "Yeah, guys, I'm the undercover cop, but I'm an ex-undercover cop. I'm a college professor now. And one thing I didn't know that Andy was a college professor. That
Mm.
completely slipped my mind until Steve mentioned it in his interviews, and I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't know that." And Andy's like 25. How is he a college professor? But that's besides the point. Um, Steve, I don't have high hopes for Steve. I think he's going to go home early. I think he's lying about the things that he needs to lie or that he doesn't need to lie about, and he's not lying about the things that he needs to lie about, like his age. I think if he says that he's 52 or something, everyone will believe him. He'll be seen as the older guy. He'll be around Kevin's age. I believe Kevin was 55. And I think it's going to be a lot better if he says that he's 50 plus or like late 40s compared to him being 40, which is like the next youngest person is 34. That's only 6 years apart. I mean, it's not that bad.
Yeah, I sort of agree with that. He has to float first and lay low and sort of build his resume up later on when the jury starts, basically.
Honestly, I think if they do the social media twist where two people go home like night two or week one or whatever, I see Steve being one of the candidates for going home, or even if they just do something like they've done the past two seasons by sending somebody home night one and BB19, night two and BB18. I could see potentially someone like Steve getting the boot, but there's a lot of other people that could, because this cast is very controversial, very weird. Just a lot of things with this cast. So with that, we are going to move on to our second house guest, which would be Miss Sam Bledsoe from Virginia, right? And
Yeah.
she's 27 years old, and she is a welder, former hairdresser, and she did not choose to be a preacher because that didn't seem as fun. So, Connor, what did you think of Miss Sam Bledsoe?
Well, I think she's my favorite female. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fact that she sounds 55, like a grandmother of four, but she's only 27. Or maybe that has something to do with it. But like, I don't know. I don't have high hopes for her going into this game. I think she's too nice. But I mean, I do like her as a character on my TV screen, and I really do. I think I'm gonna enjoy her for however long she's in there. So I'm excited.
One thing I did forget to mention, Steve was not a recruit.
He was a
He,
fan of the show.
well, sorta. His wife is a super fan. And he watched the seasons, but he didn't keep up with feeds or anything. And he just applied, sort of like Kevin with his daughters, except I think Steve actually knows about the game compared to Kevin. So that just wanted to mention that. Sam is a recruit. She's only seen highlights of the show on YouTube. But I'll get to that when I start talking about her. Go ahead, Adam, and talk about Miss Sam Bledsoe.
Sam is probably one of my favorite females too, and I think she's a really nice girl. People will probably take advantage of the fact that she's nice. She seems somebody that will. Uh, I actually no, she seems pretty smart because she said that she doesn't want to be taking advantage of somebody, but somebody will probably do that anyways. Realistically.
Sam is my second favorite player on the season and my favorite female. Um, I love the girl, even though she is a recruit. I like a lot of these recruits this season. I think this is very reminiscent of Big Brother 15, with the recruits being really good and the fans being pretty decent themselves. Um, Sam, the only thing that I worry about with Sam, honestly, I don't think that she's going to be taken advantage of. I think she's going to be called out for being a liar. I think that she'll get in a fight or two with someone like Swaggy C, or somebody that is very cocky, someone like a Brett maybe. I could
I
see her
can
getting
see the
into.
cocky part, but not like swaggy. See, she
Wait,
seems
what?
too sweet to just get into an argument with somebody like swaggy. See, but like.
Well, she did say if somebody starts coming in and bossing around, she's going to be ruthless. I mean, she has that tattoo in her arm. Uh, I could see her getting into an argument. I mean, maybe not. I don't see it week one. I think she'll be fine week one. And I do see her. A lot of people are comparing her to Donnie. She has similar characteristics to Donnie. I don't think she's going to be as good at the game as Donnie was, because I know a lot of people are like, Donnie, game
Donnie
player.
was
What?
actually
Nobody on
pretty
BBC
smart
was
on
good.
maybe 16.
Donnie was the only one targeting Derek. Donnie wanted Derek out of the game. Donnie was a great game player, the second best game player of the season, and he got cut because guess what? Derek saw him as a threat. They could have kept the old guy around until Final Five, Final
Exactly.
Four, but Donnie would.
It's kind of impressive how far Donnie made it, especially with Derek's cult. Like he wasn't a part of that cult, and he made it all the way to the jury.
Yeah, I mean, very impressed by Donnie Thompson. I think he's a really good game player. I'm not going to call him one of the greatest ever, but he's a really good game player. I don't see Sam being as smart, mainly because she's one of those recruits that tries to come off as a fan, but she isn't a fan. But I do like what she says. She doesn't want to get into arguments, but if somebody tries to take over, kind of like Paul did in Big Brother 19, she's going to go after them. Um, Another good thing she said was the way that she answered, would you rather win and be loved, or no, win and be hated by America, or lose and be loved? I'm trying to think what her answer was right off the hand. It was It was something like if I was hated for being like an asshole, then I would pick lose and be loved. But if I was hated for like going against, she's not afraid to go against somebody just because they're extremely popular from the public, is what she basically said. And I like that. She's not going to appease somebody like JC, who I think is actually going to be extremely popular with casuals. I mean, I know fans absolutely hate this guy, but with casuals, I think they'll absolutely adore JC. Um,
I actually like JC too, to be honest, but like I'll get into that later.
yeah, we'll get into him later. I'm kind of mixed, but I I want to say that Sam will make it far in this game, but I also see many scenarios where she goes out
Pre-jury.
not first. I don't see her going. I say late pre-jury, like a code, like a 12th or a 13th or something like that, or maybe like early jury boot potentially. But I really do like Sam, and I think she has a lot of potential to win this game because she's ruthless.
I also want to
Any
mention
final
that
thoughts?
currently, that if this little, trending twist that takes two out is in play, right now she is currently number one on Jokers. And so
That is
I don't,
correct. I
Yes.
forgot to mention that.
yeah,
Yes, Sam is number one on Jokers. People love Sam. Like I, I was watching the interviews live, and I was looking at the main chat for the live feeds, and it as soon as she started talking, we were like, "We love a country queen. We love Sam. Sam is amazing." Everyone, everybody, there was nothing bad to comment on Sam, and there really wasn't. Again, she's kind of like a female Donnie, except I don't think she has that quality gameplay that Donnie brought us.
Yeah.
Who are the bottom like four on the Joker's ranking? I
the
haven't actually
bottom
looked at it, but I knew.
the bottom four in 13th is Brett, 14th is Caitlin, 15th is Swaggy C, and the last dead last is JC.
Last is who?
JC.
Oh, okay. So I was right. JC is hated amongst fans.
Already? I'm
I, we'll get into that. Anyway, so Sam, high hopes, but I wouldn't be surprised if she went fairly. All right. So the third house guest is Haley Brochure. I guess it's like brochure, whatever. The 21-year-old college student from Texas A&M. Connor, what do you think of Haley?
Me? Let's see. I don't hate
Sorry, Swaggy or Shaggy C.
Swaggy C, okay. I don't hate her actually. I do think I mean she's your typical beauty queen, blonde, young, which we get that pretty much every season. But like compared to some of these train wreck blend as crap people that we have in the cast, she's okay. Like I mean, I can handle her a little bit. I do like her. I I'm afraid when the season starts, I'll probably hate her more than I like do right now. But right now, I can tolerate her. Um, I think people are really worried about her becoming an Erin 2.0 because she's blonde, young, and from Texas. With someone who lives in Texas, it's possible, but I really hope, I really, really hope that it isn't true. So yeah.
All right, Adam.
I like Haley, but I think she's kind of like dumb sometimes. Like, no offense to her. Like she just kind of like overplays it like in her interview. Like I think I guess pressure will get to her like mentally. I think.
All right, so Haley. I actually forgot she was on the cast. I think she's the most forgettable person. With all of
Um,
these big personalities that we have in here, the dumb blonde from Texas A&M has kind of been shoved under the rug for me.
yeah,
Uh, just one thing I want to point out. I'm not somebody that likes comparing people a lot, But Haley looks exactly in the face like Aaron Grimes from Big Brother 15. Exactly. I thought they recasted Aaron. I really did. She looks exactly like Aaron, and I think Aaron was 21, 22, 23 when she was on Big Brother 15 from Texas A&M. She was still in college. Um, I think that Haley is trying to be a representation, not from Haley herself, but from CBS. We can cast dumb blonde girls who aren't racist, okay? Not everyone from Texas A&M is a racist. That's why they classed it.
I
They
mean,
casted Clay.
if that was their point, then they made a good choice when it came to casting. Because from what I saw from her Twitter feed, she was pretty moderate when it came to like politics, I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean, isn't she bisexual or something?
She is.
I thought she went to a pride parade, or at least she went to a pride parade. So like,
I know that she
some
dated.
people,
For some reason, I know that she dated somebody who was on the Texas A&M baseball team, but like I didn't know that she was bisexual or anything.
I could be wrong on that. That was just a rumor that I heard going around, but I knew she went to like a pride parade or something. So she at least supports the LGBTQ community, which I mean, I don't think Aaron said anything against it, but a lot of people in Big Brother 15 did. And I agree with you. I think they made a good choice. I don't think that she's going to be a racist like Aaron was, but I don't have high hopes for her in this game. She's very forgettable. Um,
She'll probably get into a showmance. If I had to bet on one person to get into a showmance, it'd probably be her.
but like, who with? Like, Brett? Isn't he like
Obviously,
30
Scotty.
something?
Obviously, Scotty. Scotty's getting it this season. I'm telling you, obviously, like he is getting it.
Scotty's going to lose his virginity finally. um, oh boy, Scotty is a mess. We'll get to him. But Haley, she's a psychology major. What do you do? That honestly, that's all I remember about her. She's from Texas A&M, and she's a psychology major. Was there
To be
anything else
fair,
notable about her?
to be
Not really.
fair, like I do think like she has to be somewhat smart to be a psychology major. For God's sake, I can't even spell psychology. So she's obviously doing something right. If she's like, I don't know what that even is, but she's doing something right there. I think.
But my thing with psychology majors, I mean, it's a very few
Which is funny
in
because she thinks she'll do good because of her psychology major, which is kind of dumb to assume
that's
that.
the problem. If you think that because you know psychology and all this, you're going to do great in anything that has to do with the mind, you're completely wrong. Like 99.9% of the time, as someone who took psychology and like have studied it, I mean, I don't think that just because I like and enjoy and like reading about the mind and psychology and such, I don't think that that's going to do me well in Big Brother. If that's the way that Haley's going into this game, I have no clue what she's going to do. To be honest with you, very forgettable. Probably the most forgettable person in the cast. It's a hard pass for me. I don't think she has a chance at winning the game. But if she turns out to be this great strategist, hooray psychology. Any final thoughts on Haley from you guys?
Next.
Not really.
All right. We will go to the next person on the list, which was Casey Clark, the 30-year-old from Arizona pro football player. Connor, what do you think of Casey?
So I mean, she obviously has to be athletic because she's a pro football player. So she's probably the most physical female, I would assume, right? I mean, I think that's a safe assumption.
Her as a fitness model, yeah. Who's also an
Well,
ex
yeah.
pro football player.
Oh yeah. She's obviously probably going to be good in the physical comps. I think her personality as itself was kind of like I almost found myself going to sleep while listening to her. Like she was talking and I was like dreaming about like cupcakes and rainbows. But then like at the same time, I do think as a game player, I think she has potential. I mean, I think she can do well in the strategic game. She's probably obviously going to do well in the physical game. She seems social enough to do well, so I think she could be a good contender to potentially go far. I just think she's kind of boring.
All right, Adam.
Well, she said her favorite player was Frankie Grande, and that's kind of just questionable to me. But I think she's all right, I guess. There's nothing more to her.
Okay. Well, you know who also their favorite was Frankie Grande? Jace Goalie. And where did Jace Goalie go? Out the door week 1. So, no, I'm kidding. I only said that because I watched Jace's exit for some reason this morning. I don't know why. I was just recommended on YouTube. But Casey, I mean, I my thing with first off, have we had a Filipino on Big Brother before? Is that a new
No, I
thing?
don't think so.
I
Okay, that
mean,
cool. That's a new thing.
I don't know my like I don't know specifically. I know like if I'm thinking like Asians, we've had like June
I
Sung, we've
mean
had like
James.
Helen, we've had James, but I don't know specifically Filipino.
Bridget.
I forgot about Bridget. She was forgettable. But
Yeah.
I was just talking about strictly Filipino. I don't think we've had one yet, which is interesting. And we haven't had a lesbian on the cast since what? Lydia Clark, Big Brother 11.
14, you forgot Jen City.
Well,
Oh
Vanessa
yeah, I
Russo
forgot
was
Jim City was
bi.
lesbian.
Vanessa was bi, I think. She had a girlfriend.
Wait, who was?
Vanessa Russo.
Oh, Vanessa. Yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot
yeah.
about Vanessa.
Vanessa was bi, I believe. I'm not interested.
Tiffany, her sister, is also dating somebody. It's a girl. His name.
Okay, I guess I forgot about them. But anyways, that's good what she's doing. But she's a pro football player. Is she gonna lie about her occupation? Did she mention doing that? I don't. If she says that she's a LFL player,
I don't think
she's
anybody
gonna
would
get.
know.
You don't? I think
No,
she's
no.
gonna get targeted early for being a competition threat. Maybe not early, but I think she might get targeted once jury starts. Gotta take out the competition threats. She's a pro football player. Why not take her out? Unless you
Probably
want
due
to
to
take out.
like sexism. Like big men are tend to be like targeted like earlier than women tend to be.
Right, but I mean, she's pretty built and she's pretty big, you know. So I don't know personally. I don't really know
I
how
think she'll
Casey's
be more
gonna do.
like a Kevin Smith, to be honest, from last season.
Well, we already have our Christmas look-alike, but we'll get to her in a bit. Seriously, I mean, half of these people look like past house guests. It's insane. But I don't know what to think of Casey. Kind of like Connor said, from her interviews, she kind of just was like losing me. Like I'd be paying attention, and then I'd start looking at something else because I got bored with whichever she was saying, and then I'd be like, "Oh wait, she's still talking. I need to listen," and then I would just look away again. If she's not engaging enough, that's going to put another target on her back. I don't think she's the most sociable, and she wasn't, especially when she was talking to Ross. She was very like, I believe her arms were crossed like this, and she was just kind of sitting there and answering the questions. People could, I mean,
Yeah, she comes off as really tense and serious all the time, which
and
didn't.
people could see her and be like, oh, she might be in the military or something like that. And those type of people typically get to be targeted uh, fairly early. I mean, look at Big Brother 16, what they're talking about Donnie being for the military, but that was just something that
Oh
I
yeah, you could
think
be onto something about that. People could target her due to suspecting that she's in the military because of her physical strengths.
right, and because she's strong, and B she's pretty tense, which I mean. If you look at the military people that they do cast for these shows, maybe not Ben on Survivor, but like Cody from last season, typically they're tense, and she appears that way. Maybe she's different. I don't know. We don't know until the game begins and the live feeds come on. But if she does act this tense, she's going to get targeted fairly early. My opinion. Don't think she has what it takes to win, but I could see her making it a little bit far.
Probably
Mostly based
jury.
on.
I could see her making early to mid jury.
I could see her making mid to late jury even, but I don't see her winning this game. Any final thoughts on Casey?
No.
Connor? All right. So we're going to move on to the fifth house guest, Tyler Crispin from Hilton Head, South Carolina, the 23-year-old lifeguard, a.k.a. Frank Udy and David Girton combined. Connor, what do you think of Frank Girton?
Bro, this is gonna be an amazing season, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Broski, I'm telling no, none of that. So this is your
We're kind of losing you a little bit, Connor.
What?
I didn't hear anything of what you just said.
Oh well. But he's a super fan. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
Super fan. He's watched like previous seasons. Like he's watched freaking like seasons from other countries or like other like Big Brothers. So like he obviously knows the game well. So I'm excited for him. I think he'll definitely defy what we think of a typical surfer on the show.
Adam?
I remember that they said that he got cut from like Big Brother Over the Top. He knows a few alumni, and I think he knows the game pretty well overall. I think he'll be able to surprise some people. He may like appear dumb. I think he could actually go pretty far in this game, like overall.
Yes, Tyler Crispin is good friends with both Alex and Morgan Willett from Big Brother Over the Top. He was meant to be casted on Big Brother Over the Top, but he did not get casted, which I think was good because that season sucked. But sorry, I really hate Over the Top. But Tyler is the biggest super fan out of anybody in the cast. I believe he's the only one who watched Big Brother UK. And
He watched Big Brother UK.
I believe he does. I know he's seen every season of Big Brother except for maybe one. I don't know if he's watched one or not. But I mean, who does watch one? And then I know he's watched Big Brother Canada a lot, and he called Ika the Queen of Big Brother. He knew who Ika was. He was one of like 4 people who knew who Ika was when he walked in. Big fan. I forgot. I think he said Dan was the king, which probably makes sense. I'm ready for Tyler. Seriously though, was he stoned when he was doing his interview with Ross Matthews? He's like,
probably.
Bruh, like, I just want to be friends with everybody, bro, and like, I don't want to be seen as the typical surfer dude, bro. I just want to like get along with everybody, and we're gonna make this fun. We're gonna have a fun season, bruh. We're just gonna get down and do this. Like, seriously, I thought he was completely stoned. But I do like the strategy that he came up with. He understands that there needs to be split sides of the house if we want to have an entertaining season. And he wants to do that. He wants to have 2 split sides of the house, and he wants to be allies with the the head of the other side of the house. He wants to be seen as a leader of his side of the house. And then he wants to cut the other leader at like the Final 4, Final 5 or something and make it far. And you know who I think he can do that with? I think he can do that with Swaggy C. He seems like somebody who would be willing to do that.
To ally with you.
Yeah, to ally with Swaggy C, except they go on opposite sides of the house and have their different people and whatnot, and they take each other's people out, and then Tyler cuts Swaggy C at like the Final 5 or something like that. I think that'd be brilliant, to be honest with you. I do like his strategy. Now, of course, that can get thrown out by twist or, you know, whatever, or the just basic people not liking him or not thinking that he's smart enough to pull off something like this. Um,
I mean, if
I
he
do,
wants to have two different sides of the house, and we'll probably get like an entertaining season. To be honest, because he'll probably go far in the game. I think.
and I think he understands that people want split sides of the house. We're tired of seeing this 16 versus 2.
Yeah, not like a Paul group attacking like two people, basically. Or like
Right,
cliques.
which, yeah, with a bunch of sheep. He understands that we want something different. And I think he's going to give that. He's going to at least try to give that to us. Um, I'm excited for Tyler. I think he definitely has what it takes to win. I think if he plays up the dumb surfer dude, um, and I mean, the reason that Jace went home first was because he was an asshole to almost everybody except for like Austin, and I know that Tyler's not going to do that. So,
Yeah, Tyler isn't really a jerk like Chase was.
and he's not the same thing with David. David was also a jerk
And
to people, and
Tyler actually seems pretty smarter than Jace and Hayden
oh,
Moss. Not Hayden Moss,
okay,
Hayden Moss.
okay. I was about to say Hayden Moss was sort of that type that like he was actually really good at the game, even though he was a recruit. Tyler is not a recruit, and Casey was Casey a recruit?
I think she was.
I think she.
Well, I know that
They
I know
watched
that
Big
like
Brother
this
16
show
and the
was the only.
sequester. So I think she was because she said that her favorite player was Frankie Grande.
They watched
Or am I?
16 and 19, right?
Yeah.
Well, I know that she says that the only TV show she even watches is Big Brother. She doesn't watch TV except for Big Brother, so obviously she's a fan of some sort.
And and I know in her Hollywood Reporter thing, she sort of knew who Dan was, but like she was like he was a great game player, wasn't he, or something like that. Like I think she's seen a few seasons, and that's about like maybe like 16 through 19, and maybe an older season or two, and maybe she's like heard a bunch of stuff about Big Brother. So, or maybe she's watched clips on YouTube, kind of like Sam did. And who's the third person we talked about? Haley. I think Haley's a recruit. I think that's pretty obvious. Because I mean, honestly, who from Texas A&M would actually like go and apply for Big Brother?
I think Haley's a fan, actually.
Wait, she's actually a fan?
Yeah. From what I
Uh,
saw from her posts.
what'd she say?
She said something about how she watched Big Brother when it was on air. I think she's more so a casual. If anything, she just watches the TV version.
Okay. But I mean, that's still something. And they still could have recruited her even if she is a watcher. You know what I mean? But yeah, I guess she probably did apply. Okay, interesting. But anyways, we're talking about fucking Tyler. Um,
Yeah.
Tyler's definitely the biggest super fan out of all of them. I know he watches feeds every season. I think he's the him. Maybe Scotty is a feeder, a more recent feeder, but Tyler's definitely the biggest super fan. And he's not going to be Braden Baca. He's not going to be David Girton. He's not going to be Jay Segoli. And two out of the three of them are racist, and uh, the other one's just an asshole. So, you know, he's not going to be anything like that. Even though he might come off as that, he's not going to be anything like it. And I think I'm going to like Tyler. I think I'm going to like his gameplay potential. He's got winner potential, definitely. Any final thoughts on Tyler Crispin? Oh no. Okay, my entire screen just froze. I hope you guys didn't say anything about Tyler.
No, no,
Okay. Yeah, that was really weird. All right, so we're going to go on to the sixth house guess, which will be Bailey Dayton, it's another part of the Bay AK group, 25-year-old flight attendant from Atlanta, Georgia, is a recruit. Connor, what do you have to say about Bailey Dayton?
She definitely seems like a fire. Not gonna take nothing from nobody. I do appreciate the issues that we have a Bailey and a Haley. Can we can we stop this? Big Brother got Casey and Haley, and Angie and Angela. Can this be stopped? I can't barely keep up with these people. Can you make this easier on a sense? I'm slow. Can you not tell? Like, but I mean, I think as a character, she'll be fun. I don't know how far she'll go. I don't have extremely high hopes for her. I think she'll do moderately well. I think she'll be fun. What I care about most.
Adam?
I disagree. I could see her going pre-jury, to be honest. She seems social, but like she said that she has no experience with talking with other guys. So that could bite her if there's like an all guys lines up forms. And they decide to take her out because she could be a threat down the line.
Okay. Bailey. Surprisingly enough, Bailey is my third favorite person on this cast. I really like Bailey. I hate what she said about guys because it sounds like she's making guys out to be a completely different species, uh, which was really annoying. Um, but I mean, you can talk to a guy the same way you could talk to a girl. It's pretty simple, pretty obvious. But whatever. Went to an all-girls private Catholic school. Cool. I went to a private Catholic, or I do go to a private Catholic school. So a little relatability. She is a recruit, but I think that she potentially has what it takes to win this game, unless she turns into this freak like Dominique did. Because I thought Dominique was playing a pretty good, pretty social game. Then out of nowhere, she's just like, Paul's the devil. God came to me in a dream and told me that Paul is the devil. Now, to Big Brother fans, she was correct. But in the game, you don't go
She
around
seemed
saying,
as kind of insane, basically, yeah.
yeah, and I don't want Bailey to get pictured as, yep, hey, JC, you're going to hell. Like, something like that. Or Swaggy C, you're a dick. And God told me that. Like, as long as she doesn't start doing that crap, I think she's fun enough to where, they're going to keep her around. They're going to like her. I think the people will like her on this season. She just doesn't need to try and go in. Another thing, a fear I have with her is that she's going to try and go in guns blazing.
If the girls control this season, I could see her making it far, but like if it's like an all male dominated season, like Big Brother 16, for example, she'll be gone early.
Honestly, with this season, I don't see gender being that big of an issue because I think that these people are I think this is going to be like Big Brother 17, where the people are sane enough to not have gender divide everything.
Gender lines, yeah.
Yeah, I especially with Big Brother 17. That's why I think it's one of the greatest seasons in at least Big Brother recent. It didn't have a stupid gender storyline, which I hate every single season. That they try and bring that bull crap up. It didn't happen in Big Brother 15 either.
It
Really,
happened in Big Brother 18, right?
sorta, but that kind of fizzled out. They tried to start it all female, like Natalie, Bridget, and Bronte had a little thing, and that was it. And they were like, "Let's defeat all the boys." And that's the reason why Paul lost Big Brother 18 was because of sexism. Yes, they girls wanted to have a girl winner, and Paulie was just bitter. Um, so that's why Paul lost Big Brother 18. It wasn't any fault due to his. It was, and Davon said that. Davon confirmed that. So that's not like me making shit up. That's legit. The reason Paul lost was because of sexism. But besides that, it didn't really come up in Big Brother 18. But it tried to come up in Big Brother 19. It did come up in Big Brother 16 with fucking Joey, which we'll get to somebody who I think is going to be exactly like Joey here in a bit. But we're talking about Bailey. Sorry, I like to ramble. But as long as she doesn't go in guns blazing, and as long as she doesn't do something insane like God told me all boys are terrible and we should get them out, I think she'll do fine. She's going to be likable enough. I don't think she has what it takes to win, but I think she has what it takes to maybe get to the final two or final three, maybe, and get cut at final three. Any final thoughts on Bailey?
Not really. I don't really have a strong opinion about her.
Yeah. Another thing about her, she was recruited through Instagram, which I thought was kind of weird. Because normally, if they recruit you, they'll call you up and be like, "Hey, you want a job? We have a job where you get paid $5,000 a week. You want to join?" This girl was contacted through Instagram from Big Brother. I don't know. That was kind of weird. Just throwing that out there. All right, so
I need to shirtless pics. Maybe I'll get recruited.
maybe Connor, maybe. All right.
I'll do it.
Our seventh Big Brother house guest that we were talking about. This one I'm not ready for. It's Caitlin Herman, the 24-year-old life coach from California. Okay. Connor, just start talking about Caitlin.
Where do I freaking begin? Okay, first off, pardon my language, but did this bitch smoke a doobie before she freaking did an interview? It started with Tyler was a pothead. This girl was real like Jesus. I pray she's first boot. I will get on my knees right now, look to the heavens, and say, please be let her be first boot. She's annoying. She's aggravating. She's just. I hate her.
All right, Adam.
I don't really like her whole Aurora crap or whatever. She reminds me of Total Drama, Dawn. She reminds me of her a bit, but she is a bit annoying. But I feel like she's one of the few cast members that are actually kind of true about herself, not really fake.
See, I don't think that. I think that she's really fake because I think she's playing up her little crystal aura thing that she has going on here. I really do think that. But, whatever. You could believe what you want to, but I think that's insane. And I think what another insane part about that is we have someone else who believes in that, and those two are either going to get along or the spirits are going to tell them to fight each other, one of the two.
Wait, who believes in that?
Rockstar.
Oh, Rockstar?
Yeah, she's also into crystals and auras and whatnot and saging. But Caitlyn, her comparison to Dawn, I would agree with you, but Dawn was really likable and, I don't know, kind of funny too. Caitlyn bored me to death. She's very monotone in the way that she speaks. It's just kind of like, yeah, I'm a life coach. I'm 24. My name's Caitlin. I like crystals. It's probably crystal meth, but I still like it no matter what, as long as it's got crystal in it. She's very monotone in the way that she speaks. Even more so than Casey, in my opinion. I don't think she's going to get along well with all the other house guests. I think if there's a vote or an elimination on these first couple nights, Caitlyn's going to be one of those people up for it. Also,
true, she could aggregate like half of the male cast, I believe, from how I've seen their interviews, I guess.
Wait, what'd you ask? What'd you say?
I said that she could piss off like half of the male people in the house. From what
I think she'll piss off. I think she'll piss off half the people in the house. Like, I just don't understand how you can get along with or like somebody who's just this butter boring. Also, she's a life coach at 24 years old. What life have you lived? What are you doing? You can't be a life coach if you just graduated college. That's not a life. You just graduated college. Like, I don't get it. I can't take this girl seriously. That's one thing that I'll say. And I don't see anybody else in the game taking her seriously either, except for maybe Rockstar. Because Rockstar, I don't see anyone taking Rockstar seriously either. So people who aren't taken seriously can be not taken seriously together. Um, and of course, I watched the Rob as a podcast. The one thing that I'm hoping from her is that she pulls out a sage spray bottle and starts spraying people when they're in an argument and be like, get away the negative energy, get it out, spray it. I'm just waiting for Swaggy C to get sprayed. Okay, you cut out from me, but you probably said something intelligent or funny. So, but yeah, I don't have high hopes for Caitlyn at all. I don't think any of us do. I hope she's the first boot. I'd rather I'd rather probably bring back Paul Abrahamian for a third season than have to watch Caitlyn on my screen for longer than 5 episodes or so.
Don't take that too far. I hate Caitlyn much as next guy, but I'm not dealing with Paul for a third season in a row. He can get out of here. I'll take Caitlyn for a week.
I mean, I wasn't a big Paul hater. Granted, I'm not a Paul lover, but I'm not a Paul hater, so it's whatever. All right, so let's move on to the 8th house guest of Big Brother 20, Winston Hines, the 28-year-old medical sales rep from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Connor, what do you have to say about Vanilla Ice?
Who is it? Is this when I hear you? But I'm gonna assume you're talking about Winston because he's the only one I know from Kentucky. I mean, I wasn't like in love. I didn't really like him a lot. Like he just seemed, like he's a fan of the show, which I guess means something more. Than he's like that probably means he knows about it. I just feel like I think we're gonna like him preseason, and then when the season starts, we're just gonna hate him. Like he's okay, but he's not like gonna kind of just.
All right, Adam.
My opinion on Winston, he seems pretty bland overall, if I had to say. Like, there's nothing interesting about him. Some people like him more than Brett, actually, which I don't really get. He seems pretty level-headed, though, at the same time, so... I think he'll make it far, but he's not going to be, like, a big impact on the game.
I'm actually one of those people that like him more than Brett. I think they're both very vanilla white, but I think Winston has a little bit more personality to him. I do not believe that Winston was a recruit. I do believe Caitlyn was a recruit, by the way. I don't believe Winston was a recruit, which is partially why I like him more than Brett. Another reason why I like him more than Brett is I don't think he has much of a personality as much, but Brett is really giving me Cody vibes. And if you know me, I fucking hate Cody Nixon with a passion. Like seriously, I would rather have Paul. Give me Paul any day over Cody Nixon. I fucking hate Cody so much. And I hate Jessica too, just for that. Just for the say so. But
Cody was just kind of quiet as a cat, though. There's nothing really unlikable about the guy, to be honest.
I hated him. I thought he was extremely annoying, boring, stupid. He was very stupid. And it's just
I
so
found him more so entertaining.
Maybe
Just from his actions that he did. Not from him personally, but like
like maybe on the show he could have been. Yeah, I think he
He
was a
on the
little
show
funny.
he was entertaining, but like in person probably not so much. But like,
He was a little entertaining on the show, but we're not talking about Cody next. We're talking about fucking Winston Hines. Also, I think Winston knows what he's doing. At least the reason I call him Vanilla Ice is because he's a boring white guy. I mean, he's pretty much just there because he probably looked better than half of the people casted, or that applied at least. Um,
yeah, and he was the only one that was in the diary room when he first entered the interview. I think.
well, I mean, Swaggy C did, but like Ross had to ask him.
Yeah,
Like some of the people knew, they just had to ask. Like Ross had to ask, but Winston did immediately say that this is the diary room. I think Winston knows the game. I don't think he's going to be Clay Honeycutt. I think he's going to have. I think he's going to have a little bit more personality than Clay Honeycutt and a lot more strategy than Clay Honeycutt did. Because Clay
yeah,
Honeycutt
definitely more strategy for sure.
Clay was just like, let's get a show, man. Let's write it out to a jury. Did he even make jury? Was he first jury member or was he last
He was the
pre-jury?
last pre-merge boot, I think.
Pre-jury, not merge.
Pre-jury boot, yeah.
But I really have no opinion on Winston. Now he's not as boring as Haley for me. I at least could laugh at a couple things he said, and he kept me like interested in his interviews slightly. Um, he could win. I don't think he will, but he could, I guess. And any final thoughts on Vanilla Ice, Winston Hines?
Nope.
Didn't think so. Oh boy, here's the next one. Next up, we have Angie Rockstar Lantry, the 34-year-old stay-at-home mom from Columbia, Maryland, who, by the way, had all three of her children by natural birth. So, Connor, what do you think of Rockstar?
I mean, the best word to describe her is kooky. She's kind of like really like odd. But compared to this, white toast with no butter on my screen, I'd rather have odd than like freaking bland any day. So, I mean, I'll take it. She's not like she's likable. I do like her a little bit. I have a cousin that reminds me of her. That might be why I don't like her that much. I'm not sure. Um, but she's she's very odd, and I think she'll be fun while she's there.
All right, Adam.
Oh, so Angie, right?
Right, Rockstar.
She's very weird. I think she'll be booted pre-jury. Um, I don't see her connecting well with any of the other players that's playing the game.
I see her and Caitlyn vibing really well. I really do. That or they're gonna extremely hate each other. No, it just depends on the spirits and what they say about each other. Um,
Yeah, they're either like super close or like enemies.
okay, sorry, my lag computer. Anyways, we'll see what the spirits say about them being friends or not. But anyways, she has big glasses. She she's a character. I'll give her that. Rockstar is a character.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's why I find her kind of weird.
I don't think I'm gonna like her. Her favorite person is Joey Van Pelt, which my only fear with that is that there's going to be a gender divide, or that she's going to try and start a gender divide. but maybe she'll end up like Joey Van Pelt and be the first one out the door. Granted, I'd rather see Caitlyn leave because at least Rockstar is potentially going to be entertaining. I mean, I did laugh at some of the things that she said, mainly with Ika. She really, really hit it off with Ika. Ika loved her. I think that was Ika's favorite interview, to be honest with you. And of course, I only watched about 6 or 7 of Ika's, but out of the ones that I saw, Rockstar seemed to be one that she was really interested in. I don't see her getting along with a lot of this cast,
I see
especially the
Caitlyn
guy.
not making it farther than Angie, to be honest.
I could see that, and I could see Angie being one of these potential first night boots. I could see that, but I would way rather Caitlyn leave. Like, way, please get Caitlyn out and leave Rockstar, and at least for another week. It all depends how she acts in the house. I don't know if she's gonna be
She's a
getting in all these big
recruit,
fights.
right?
No, didn't her parents watch the show? Like her mom is a big super fan. She still might have been recruited, even if her mom was a super. I know her mom was a super fan. Um, but I don't know if she applied. I think she did, maybe, because she was like, "I just had my." She did because she said that she had her third child very recently, and she was already put off of her job, so she decided to do it since she didn't have any job to do. Um, so no, she's not a recruit, but I I don't see her making it far in the game. Sorry. But as far as making it in the competition, I think she has a good. Or no, sorry. As far as entertaining our TV, I think she has a good shot at doing that and being memorable. I think she definitely has that. But making it far in the game, unless her and Caitlyn make the Sage alliance to get the negative energy out of the house, which is going to be like half the guys, I don't see Rockstar making it far. Any final thoughts on Rockstar?
No, I don't have any opinions about her.
What?
Okay, my screen keeps freezing up on me. Sorry, guys. It's
I was like, you're waving
very
your hand at
stupid.
me. I'm like, where are you waving your hand at?
Yeah, I'm just waving to make sure that my screen's not frozen. All right. So our 10th house guest is JC Mondui. There's a lot of things that he is, but the professional dancer from Miami, Florida, via Spain, and very active pro minion.
Yeah,
He's definitely a pro minion.
his social media handle his Twitter account is kind of interesting, to be honest. He's basically, in his profession too, he's basically a gay midget porn star who's also loves Trump.
What he is. Yes, he's a gay. He's a gay midget Trump supporting Cuban
porn star. Yeah.
porn star. Yeah, and minion lover and Pokemon apparently. Apparently he got into Pikachu too. So, anyways, yeah. Connor, your opinions on JC?
My only question is where and how did they find this guy? Was it a porn festival or something? Did they see him hopping like a minion statue or something? They're like, oh, you'd be perfect for Big Brother. Like, where did they find this dude? I don't understand. Like, was he inside the little like claw machine with a bunch of minions inside there, like having the time of his life?
I could see him doing some fun stuff with Orwell, you know.
Oh god.
Yeah, I've heard that they're gonna have to keep Orwell locked up.
Yeah, they're gonna have to.
Look.
Meta take Orwell away.
If JC tries to make advances on Orwell, Meta World Peace is going to come back in full rage mode. Okay. Now,
No,
honestly, I would
you gonna
love
try
to
to
see
escape the
that.
house? No, you're trying to escape the
Honestly,
house.
I
He's
would
gonna try
love
to
to
escape
see
his way
that.
back in. Gonna break down the walls and just like
Meta
attack.
would actually jump the wall like he tried to do to exit the house. He would actually jump into the house to save it.
So this
But
dude,
Connor,
back to JC. This dude is a nutcase. I don't know why he's here, but to be honest, I'm not really complaining. He's gonna be fun for the 2 weeks he's in the house until he gets expelled for humping Orwell. He's gonna be fun for that long. I mean, he's gonna be a blast for a little bit. JC, come to the dive and leave Orwell at home. Like, I mean, it's gonna be bad. But on the bright side, he'll be fun and entertaining. And with all these boring people on my TV screen, I need a JC once in a while.
look, but before I let Adam talk about JC, we all know why JC was casted. It's basically for a ratings boost. They think JC's gonna be. They think all casuals will love JC. Mainly just because he's a midget, kind of like what they did with Audrey casting a transgender in Big Brother 17. But then Audrey turned out to be completely insane. So, and I
Yeah,
think that
her
they found
whole
themselves.
incident, she just locked herself in the room.
Well, not even just that, but just she's so into herself that, like, you know, it's going to shy them away from casting midgets ever again. Probably kind of like how they've kind of shied away from casting people who are trans on the show.
He's really interesting though as a character to be honest.
He very is, and I'll get more into him, but I'll let you speak, Adam.
I think that JC will probably be the most entertaining house guest like on the show. Like, I don't think anybody will bring the same entertainment factor that he will. He's a little bit fame hungry too, like his little occupation and his other things that he's done. But I think he'll do pretty well in the house too.
What?
Yeah, I think he'll
You
actually
think
make
he's
it pretty
gonna
far.
do it? Honestly, I hope for that because I want to see this kid on my screen. Okay, I really do want to see JC on this kid. I hate the guy, to be honest with you, but I want him in the game. He's going to be fun.
He's
He
probably
knows
the most
nothing.
likely person to get into an argument with somebody, out of anybody.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be night. It's going to be
And
this
he's
guy.
fun too. So
This guy's Josh on steroids. Like, really, he is. Um, he's only seen Big Brother 19. I don't even think he watched Big Brother 16 in Sequester. I think he just watched one season. Um, and his favorite player is fucking Josh, mainly because they're both from Miami and they're both Hispanic. Um, this kid knows less about the game than Kevin did. Kevin knew what a head of household was. I don't even know if JC knows what a head of household is. Uh,
yeah, he's doing it for the attention. Basically, he's been on like
oh,
TV shows and other stuff.
oh yeah, he was on like fuck, what was it? Some other Mexican TV show. He's been on a couple of them actually. Um, yeah, this guy's a reality TV guy. Um, he's gonna be interesting. He's gonna be pro Minion. He's probably gonna be pro Orwell. Um, yeah.
I mean, as long as he
He's
doesn't become
gonna,
like annoying with his personality, like if he doesn't become like overbearing, then I think he'll stay longer in the game.
he said he said he's gonna try to be this cuddly baby or whatever, trying to kind of bullshit that he's trying to pull on us. He's gonna get into a fight night one or week
Yeah, because
one
that's
at
not
least.
him. If he's trying to be a different person, then he's gonna get into a fight with somebody.
Maybe not night one, but week one or week two. There's gonna be a fight. JC's gonna be at the center of it. Now I don't know yet if it's going to be with like someone like a Swaggy C or a Brett, or if it's going to be with somebody like I don't
I
know one of the
see JC and Brett
girls.
can line up,
JC
actually.
and Brett.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, their political views line up. So actually, I could see them.
And they're
Oh,
both like
look, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but JC is the one that said that he's going to target the the liberals and the religious people. He doesn't like liberals and he doesn't like religious people, but he's very conservative, which most of them are religious people. Like, what are you doing, my dude? Almost everyone that your political party aligns with is a religious person. So he's going to get into arguments with about 12 of these people because like 10 or 11 of them are liberals and another two or three are religious. Brett's probably like the only guy that he's going to be able to get along with. And that's if Brett just, I don't know if he's religious or not. So I have no idea. JC's going to be a mess, but it's
he
going to be a
might
fun
annoy
mess.
Brett too, because Brett's more serious. I don't think. Actually, no, he's pretty jokative sometimes
Brett's
too.
kind, yeah, Brett's not a Cody. Brett's got a personality to him. But I don't know if I still don't know if someone like JC is going to be
I mean,
like.
if as long as there's somebody with like a good sense of humor, then he'll be all right.
I know I wouldn't be able to stand somebody like JC in the house, and I would target him week one. But another thing is, a lot of people might not target him because guess what? He's the token midget gay guy.
Why would that prevent people from targeting him?
Because people are going to be like, oh, so you're targeting the midget week one. I mean, unless he instigates something, a lot of people don't want to vote out a minority first. That's the big deal with keeping people around. That's why people didn't want to vote out Audrey week one. That's why she wasn't a target. Nobody wanted Audrey to go home week one. But then she just became so insane that she had to be voted out. And she was voted out third. She wasn't voted out second. And that was partially because she was trans, and she was the first trans of Big Brother, and nobody wanted to vote out the first trans unless she was insanely stupid like she was. And
Wait,
if
a lot of
JC's
people
going,
wanted her to be the first vote off.
yeah, they did, but why didn't they?
That's true.
So, people. Now, I don't know about this cast, but normally people don't want to be hated by America, especially somebody like Brett. Brett's not going to be wanted to be hated by America. Some people, like who are you? Sam, don't care if they're going after a liked person being hated. So I can see someone like Sam doing it, but I don't see somebody like Brett nominating JC week one or week two or three even, unless he just becomes so insanely annoying. But I want to be entertained, and I think JC is going to give me just that. So I can't wait for him to crash and burn. Any final thoughts on JC Mondui?
Yeah, I don't have any either.
All right, we will move on to number 11, which is his potential partner in crime, Brett Robinson, the 25-year-old cybersecurity engineer from Massachusetts. However you say. Connor, what is your opinion on our IT guy or the Geek Squad guy?
I mean, he's very, very similar to Winston. I feel like those two either get along really well. I feel like they might. And if I have to choose who I like more between Winston and Brett, I actually think I'm gonna choose Brett because I feel like Brett is coming across like kind of calm and stuff. But I feel like when he enters that house, he's gonna go balls to the wall. Like, I see him being one of the people that like goes home from playing really, really hard. Which, if he does, I'm living for because I love people that play really, really hard and just go home the next week. That's always fun. It depends. If he can keep his cool, he might be able to do decently well. But I do feel like excited by his personality because, at least for me, he can seem a bit douchey.
All right, Adam.
I see Brett getting into a showmance out of any of the males. Actually, I could see the other guy too, but I'll talk about him later. But like, Brett is he's kind of I guess. Uh, I forgot what I was gonna say, but like his whole interview with Ross with his whole American speech at the end was kind of weird. I think he talked directly to the camera about like America or whatever. I don't know.
So I actually really, really liked Brett when I saw his bio. Then he started talking to Ross, and it was kind of unbearable, especially with this whole patriotism bullshit. I'm very like anti-patriotism, so that was a huge turnoff for me when he started like spouting that for really no reason. And his answer to that was extremely weird too. It was like, do you want to be lose and be loved by America, or do you want to win and be hated? He said, I want to lose and love America. What? What does losing the game have anything to do with winning or with loving America? You can still love America and win the game. And he was like, oh, and I want to come back to it next season. And then everyone in the chat was like, Alex Al is back, because that's exactly what she responded last season. The cybersecurity guy, I feel like he's only casted because this season is about technology, and they're going to do a lot of stuff at the DR, a lot of jokes and stuff surrounding him being the Geek Squad security guard guy. Um, you know, I don't know if I'm that excited for Brett because he is going to be the main one to be put into a showmance. I could see him and Haley hooking up. That's definitely a big possibility. Um, but I mean, it really just depends. Um, I'm either gonna really like or really hate this guy. He, I see some small possibility that he has of winning, but it's not big. So, I mean, good luck to him, but I don't know how well he's gonna do. Any final thoughts on Brett?
No, I don't have any.
All right, we're going to move on to the 12th house guest, and our 12th house guest is Christmas Abbott, a 20-something-year-old fitness trainer, 31, whatever. No, I'm kidding. It's Angela Rummans, 26-year-old fitness model who looks exactly like Christmas except with brunette hair instead of blonde. Um, and is 5 years younger. So, anyways, Connor, what are your thoughts on Christmas or Angela or whatever her name is?
Look at my face. I'm amused to you. No, I was better than wheat toast without any butter, better than grits without any butter or sugar. By the way, guys, she's an athlete. By the way, guys, she's an athlete. Did we forget to mention that for the billionth time this freaking interview? She's an athlete. Did we make sure we get that? She's an athlete. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. All right, Adam.
She seems kind of a little bit dumb too, like Haley.
She seems athletic.
Yeah, she's also pretty athletic, but like, uh, nothing really I could say about her. I mean, I think she's likely to get into showmance with somebody too, and she's pretty like pro girls, I guess. Just nothing like relevant that I got from her interviews.
Wait a sec. I thought she was the one that was like, I connect more with guys, or is that somebody else?
I think you're confusing that with somebody else.
Who am I confusing it with?
I think she said she wants to hang out with the guys though. I don't even know anymore.
Look, I made a mistake earlier. I called Haley the most boring person. No way, because I completely forgot that this girl was on the cast. She, like, at least I remember what, like, Haley looks like Erin Grimes, and that she was a student at Texas A&M. I remember she was a psychology man. I remember a few things about her. I don't. She's a fitness model. Her name's Angela, and she looks like Christmas Abbott with her hair dyed, and she doesn't have a
there's
broken
nothing
leg.
really you could judge her or assess.
And I think she said that she likes guys more than girls. I don't know. I really don't. And to be honest, I don't really care. I have no hopes for this girl. I don't care really at all what happens. I mean, I think she's just going to be boring. She very Victoria.
I mean, the male characters usually make it far in Big Brother. Right?
That's why I was saying Victoria. Like,
yeah, she could be Victoria.
But the thing that's going to be different between her and Victoria, I think Angela can win competitions. At least she's athletic. She at least said it 100 times. So hopefully she'll be able to back that up by, well, I don't know if hopefully, because I don't want her to fucking like win or anything. I don't know. She'll live. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Angela. No one else has anything to say about Angela Rummins. She was born in the same city as Tyler lives in now.
Really?
That I guess that might
It's kind of
be
interesting.
one
It might
connection.
bond
Yeah,
over that.
Hilton Head.
I think the first
That's about the only thing she can bond. Wait, well, she also. I don't want to hear that.
All right,
I'd rather wait for the show for that, and I don't want like. Yeah, I'd rather not that. I mean, we will do live feed updates throughout the season, but for the first like episode or two, I'd rather that be a surprise, especially since I won't be here next week. So I'm going to be watching the episodes Friday, the first two, and I'm going to miss the first night of feeds and the first like morning probably. So yeah, that's going to suck, but you know, it's whatever. Let's move on to the 13th house. Guess we're almost done here, and I'm super stoked for this because we have Scotty Salton, the 26-year-old shipping manager for a skateboard and snowboard place from right outside of Chicago, Illinois. And even though he doesn't know how to handle skateboards or snowboards or women, apparently. So, Connor, what do we think of Scotty Salton? Oh, shit. Technical difficulties here. Oh, this is well. If you just tuned in, which I saw two people just did, it appears that my two co-hosts got kicked randomly. But we are about to start talking about Scotty Salton, who's the 13th house guest.
You want me to start with some?
Yeah, sure. Since Connor got kicked accidentally, what is your view on Scotty Salton?
He kind of reminds me of Scott from Big Brother Over the Top, but like a lot nerdier. I mean, he's kind of more social than Scott from Big Brother Over the Top, but like he reminds me a bit from him, like him.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you have an incorrect opinion. So Connor, please say what you have to say about Scotty.
First, I want to say this is my last phone because my phone's at 22%. But I'm glad this is the last one I can do because he is my favorite. So one thing I heard y'all mentioning he was like freaking Scott from Baby OTT. Well, I know that his least favorite player of all time is Scott from Baby OTT. So that means something. This dude definitely gives me Johnny Mac vibes, but kind of dorkier. And you can't get much dorkier than Johnny Mac, but this guy does it. I really like him. I'm worried about how he'll fit in, but I feel like he's got the social skills to fit in. If they can get past the glasses and that he's like the token nerd of the season, I think he can fit in. He definitely wants to play the game hard, and I'm rooting for him because he's my favorite. And if he goes like night 1 or night 2, this whole season will be ruined for me because he's my only one that I'm like clinging on to that I actually love. If he goes early, I'm screwed.
Wait, what's his occupation again?
He's a shipping manager for a snowboard and skateboard place, and he doesn't know anything about skateboarding or snowboarding. I fucking love Scotty Sultan. I think this guy is going to be absolutely incredible in the diary room. It totally reminds me of my favorite Big Brother player, Johnny Mac. Um, I really like this guy. I have really high hopes. Also,
I
I
was
don't
thinking
think.
the nerds haven't
Sorry.
done really that well recently, right? Cameron got booted like on the first day.
I think he was the sacrifice for the nerds, but I don't think they're going to see Scotty as the nerd stereotype if he plays it like I think he's going to play, which is going to be him playing it dumb. I think that's what he's going to try to do. That's what he says he's going to try to do, at least. And he might just come off as the dork, kind of
As a
like Johnny
geek.
Mac. Yeah, kind of like what Johnny Mac did, if you remember what Johnny Mac did. Johnny Mac didn't come off as a super fan, even though he's probably a bigger super fan than Steve was. Um, Maybe not. Well,
Yeah,
him
that
and
was
Vanessa.
pretty smart of Johnny Mac to do that in Layla.
And look where he got in Final Four. Of course, he did get evicted, but he came back because he was pretty good at competitions too, and he was able to manage his way into the Final Four. Another great game player because he knew the threat of Vanessa, and he just needed the right time, but he never was able to get the right time to take Vanessa out. But anyways, not talking about Johnny Mac. We're talking about Scotty. Really like this guy. I think he's going to be hilarious. I can't wait to see him on my screen. He's going to be brilliant DRs. Just calling it. And
Well,
he's very.
hopefully he
Sorry.
proves my assessment wrong then, because I don't think he'll do well.
I think he's either going to do really good or really well, or really bad. Sorry. So I could see a scenario where maybe he goes home night one, week one, whatever. But I could also see a scenario where he goes Final Four. Maybe not win. He does have the ability. He's the second biggest fan. Was not a recruit. I think Angela was a recruit. But yeah, this guy was the second biggest fan. He has watched a little bit of Big Brother Canada. He said he'd only seen a few episodes. Maybe I think maybe he said a season, which is more than anybody except for Tyler's seen. So kudos to him, and he's seen 2 through 19. He did not watch Big Brother 1. He made that clear. But I mean, you don't really need to. So I'm excited for Scotty. I think he's gonna be great DRs. I have a feeling I'm gonna love this guy. Any final thoughts on Scotty?
I think
Sorry.
I'll like him depending on who he aligns with, because I don't really have a favorable opinion towards him. So if he aligns with somebody I like, I'll probably like him too.
All right. Next up, our 14th house guest is Fessy Shafa. I think that's how you pronounce it, the 30-year-old substitute teacher from Orlando, Florida. Adam, what do you think about Fessy?
Oh, that guy's really boring. I could see him getting like in a showmance with somebody like Angela, I think that's her name. I could see that showmance happening, I guess. There's nothing really interesting about the guy. He makes like dumb videos on like Instagram and stuff like that. He's kind of just,
Oh, he does?
yeah. And I forgot, but like, yeah, I don't really like the guy that much.
I really have no opinion on Fessy. I mean, how is he a substitute teacher? Like, he could be like a trainer or something. Oh, he is an app developer. I remember that about him. And he made this app called like Fessy Fitness or something. So he's smart enough to develop an app, I guess.
And I don't think he's really. Oh, you said that his experience with apps is gonna help him out with the game, which is kind of like weird.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he said that in his interview with Ross, that his experience with apps
Well,
is gonna help him out in the game.
maybe he figured out the thing of the
Twist.
subject of the or like the theme of the season. It was like, oh, if I say that I develop apps, then I will have a better chance of getting on, and I guess it worked. Well, apparently he did. Well, he applied for Survivor actually, got cut, then was asked to be an alternate for Big Brother 19, and he said he wasn't about that life. So then they called him up again, like a week or two
And then they just
before.
accepted it.
Yeah, because he was like given a starting thing. But so yeah, he was like the last one in. They must have been like very low on guys this season or something, because I know several of these guys were like contacted last minute. I think
Yeah, a lot of these
JC
people
was
were cut.
well, a lot of these people were cut from Big Brother 19 too, um, but I think a lot of them were got like last minute, like especially the recruits.
You think this cast will be good, even though a lot of these people were cut already? They were cut from like Big Brother 19 and Big Brother Over the Top. If you, or maybe you don't, or maybe they were just like inexperienced at the time. I don't know. Like if they can't make Big Brother 19, that was kind of a horrible season with like bad characters. I don't see how this cast is going to be like greater.
I have more faith because I don't like. I was sort of excited for the Big Brother 19 cast, but the people that I liked left early, like Cameron. He was my favorite going into it.
I liked Cameron too, but I think I'm pretty sure I
And
like
I mean,
Cameron, but like
I like Kevin, but Kevin wasn't that strong at the game.
he won 0 cups and got like 4th place, so yeah, that's pretty impressive.
I mean, he socially, yeah, he had a great social game. He
Yeah,
really
that's
didn't do
what
anything
made him get.
strategic.
Well, he could have gotten out earlier if Jason decided to not nominate Matt and Raven, nominated Kevin instead. Because Paul told him to nominate Kevin, but his social game was Jason. Is what kept them in the game at like final 8 or 7. I
7,
don't even remember.
I think it was 7. But yeah, I don't know. Who are we talking about again? Oh, Fessy.
FSL. Yeah.
Um,
He's not really that interesting. I can't really say more about him.
is why is his name pronounced Fessy? I don't know.
I
It's
think
kind
he's
of
kind of he's like Middle Eastern, I believe, or like Muslim.
is. I know he's the one with the criminal record.
Oh yeah, he
For
has like a mugshot. I saw that.
yes, for public intoxication and public indecency, and what was the supposed reason? He got locked out of his roommate's dorm in college or something like that, or his friend's dorm or whatever, and he was, they were drunk or whatever, so he had to sleep in the car. And what we think happened is that he went to go take a piss, and the cops caught him and arrested him for public intoxication and public indecency because
I
he had to
didn't know the whole
piss.
story. That's kind of interesting.
He explained the public intoxication part, but he didn't go into the public indecency part. And I don't think he was sleeping in his car naked, so that seems like the only other option, really, unless he was just going around flashing people, but that doesn't make sense either. So I think it was just something stupid like that. So nothing more on Fessy, I guess.
Nope.
All right, our 15th house guest is Rachel Swindler, the 29-year-old entertainer from Vegas.
Yeah, she's friends with Jackie, right? I believe.
Yeah, she is friends with Jackie Abrara from Big Brother 17 and The Amazing Race, whatever season I don't watch The Amazing Race. What are your opinions on Rachel?
She seems pretty smart, but like she needs to lay low her intelligence. Like if she appears like too smart, she's gonna get targeted early, I believe, or like jury. But I think she's social enough to like make it farther in the game. But that's like my opinion of her, like game wise. Personally wise, I think I like her. I think she'll do good.
I mean, she's okay. She's a porn star, but
She is.
I mean, she's a Vegas entertainer.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was her occupation.
No, I don't know if she's a porn star or not, but I mean, she can't use her singing in the Big Brother house. Like, I don't know. She seemed to know a little bit, so I can at least respect that. Like in the interview, she sounded. I don't know if she's one of these recruits that like pretended to know what she was doing, but if she was, she kind of pulled it off because I think she applied because of Jackie mainly.
She's
She's
she's like not really that intelligent, but she like appears smart, like from how she talks.
what? Yeah, I mean, that's good. Um,
I don't think that's good. That's like earlier in the game.
oh, I don't know. I really don't know. I barely remember this girl. Um, I think unlike like Angela and Haley, the two I forget all the time. I think Rachel, sorry, has the ability to do really well.
I think
And
out of all the girls, she'll probably make it the farthest.
really,
Yeah.
I don't know about all that. I see, like Angela sitting in the final two against or final three against two game players, and then her either getting taken out or getting taken to the end and getting beat 9-0. But
Yeah, either that or Angela, because she'll be like goat worthy.
but Rachel, she could end up like Victoria because I don't know how strong she is. I don't know how good she is at competitions. Or I could see her being like a Vanessa. Maybe
Or
not as crying, as a Vanessa, but I could see like her actions being similar.
or just
I mean,
like a more self-aware version of Jackie.
that too, that could be it. Even though Jackie,
Was kind of bad gameplay wise.
she Jackie was okay. I never hated her. I never liked her. She was just kind of whatever for me. Um, I don't understand why she was taken out under Steve's HOH then, but
Well, it worked out for him because he won the season.
I guess, but I don't know why he didn't take out Becky then. But whatever. I'm not here to criticize Steve's gameplay. I'm here to talk about Rachel Swindler. She's okay. I think she's gonna do okay. I think she's gonna get middle of the road, unless she turns out to be a strategic queen. Then good for her if she is. So we are moving on to our final 16th and final house guest, someone who I'm actually kind of excited for. That is Chris Swaggy C. Williams, I believe is his last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Swaggy C. Williams, the day trader, surprisingly. 23-year-old from Bridgeport, Connecticut. What is your opinion on Swaggy C?
He's one of the few people that are doing it for attention, like JC. I could actually see Swaggy C and JC getting along. They're both kind of like unbearable in a way. I know that's kind of weird, but I could see them like bonding in the house.
I don't. I see the first fight either being between Swaggy C and JC or between Swaggy C and Sam. Because for some reason, I just have the feeling that Sam is going to hate this guy.
He is
He's a
very
big.
obnoxious with his views, though. Like he's pretty entitled to himself and like just talks on about himself and
A
how
little bit, but like, did you watch his interview with Ica?
I didn't watch the interview with Ika.
His interview with Ica was actually kind of well, it was a lot better than his interview with Ross because I didn't really care for him after his interview with Ross. But his interview with Ica actually kind of made him seem like a real person. Like he engaged more in the conversation.
Well,
He
Ika's more of a social person, so I guess he kind of like became social back. I don't know.
That's
Maybe.
true too, but he opened up about some of the things that he was like, being kind of cocky with, like, why they want to call him Swaggy C. Apparently, it was because of a breakup or something. He broke up with his girlfriend, and he was really into basketball, and he wanted to be like Swaggy P, who was a basketball player. So he
Oh,
was just
Nick
like,
Young.
call me, yeah. So he was like, call me Swaggy C instead, and They caught on apparently, and so for the past 5 years, people have been calling him that or whatnot. I don't know why he just doesn't get his name changed, but whatever. Swaggy C is I believe maybe not the third, but like the fourth maybe biggest fan this season. He's watched the past 12 seasons. He is only a casual. He does love Paul. Which is, and that's the main reason why I said I think he'll get in a fight with Sam, because I think he's going to get in and try to control the house, and I don't think Sam is going to like that. And if he tries to
Oh yeah,
a huge fan of Paul.
Yeah, so he might be a little bit bossy in the house.
And that's the main reason why I said he's going to fight Sam. I just see that happening. I see them don't getting along off the bat. That or him and JC. Like, I don't know how open Chris is, like, politically or whatnot, but I know JC is very political. And if, of course, I don't know where Swaggy C's views line up, but if I could just take a guess, I figure that him and JC aren't going to get along at all. But then again, knowing Swaggy C, he's confrontational. And again,
they're
kind of
both
like
kind of goofy overall, so I think JC and Chris could understand each other when it comes to like humor.
Potentially. But I can also see them fucking hating each other's guts. But I see Swaggy C hating more somebody like Brett, because I know that he
I can
hates
see him
people
getting in with Brett.
He hates people that are like Cody. Brett is probably the most like Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Winston, but I don't think Winston's confrontational, whereas I think Brett would actually fight back.
More confrontational,
yeah. Sorry.
I think Brett and Swaggy C are more likely to get into a fight than JC and Swaggy C.
Maybe, but I still see Swaggy C and Sam. Like that, I just see that's almost guaranteed. But anyways, I'm ready to be entertained by Swaggy C. I think he's going to make it a little bit further than JC, because I think he's a lot more bearable than JC will be. I mean, unless JC isn't annoying to people, then I could see Swaggy
C going out pre-jury.
Oh yeah, I could see him being like a Devin. He, in fact, in a lot of ways, he kind of reminds me of Devin. But I could also see him making that deal with Tyler and him wanting to control a side of the house.
Yeah, he'll probably get along mostly with Tyler, if I had to say anybody. I could see Swaggy C and Tyler just hitting it off right away.
I could too, to be honest with you. So, now we're not going to do winners picks. We might do a draft though. Not now, but like later. Later tomorrow or something. But what I do want to do, I want you to say your favorite, your least favorite, and your winner pick, and I'll do it too. So start with your favorite house guest.
My favorite has to be JC, because I actually like him the most, and I could compare myself mostly to him out of anybody in the house or that's competing. Should I go on with my least favorite?
Who?
Should I go on with my least favorite house guest? Or
should I go on?
No, should I talk about my least favorite house guest right now?
Oh, no. I was going to do my favorite. I thought you said somebody named Shagon was your least favorite. I'm like, what? My favorite house guest is Scotty Sultan. I think he's the most like me. I think that he's going to be very fun. I think he's going to be great. Fantastic DRs. I can't wait. I think he's going to be like Johnny Mac. I think he's going to play low, and I think that he's going to go far, and I think he's going to play dumb, but I think that's going to work for his advantage. I also like his outfits. I think they're very good. So your least favorite?
Least favorite would have to be Faisal, I guess. I don't really know anything about him. I just don't like him.
All right, my least favorite is going to be Caitlyn. Even though I think that Angela and Haley are kind of boring, I still
Angela's
hate her.
close to my most hated too. I don't. I like Caitlyn because I could sort of get her personality. I don't get Angela like at all.
I just hate Caitlyn with a burning passion. I think that she's insanely stupid, to be honest with you. But I think that's just me. All right, and then your winner pick for the season.
I'm going to have to go with. Actually, I'm going to go with Steve, which might be weird.
What?
I think Steve could surprise people and will actually do pretty well in the house.
And surprisingly enough, you're not the only one with that opinion. A lot of people have been really high on Steve. So, yeah, you're not the only one with that thought process. My winner's pick, I'm going to have to say, I mean, I don't see the Superfan winning, but if he plays it like he wants to, I see Tyler Crispin winning the
I could
season. I
also
think
see
he's got
Tyler winning
a,
too, so I agree with that.
I think he's got a great shot at it, mainly because of his knowledge of the game being as strong as it is. So I'm going to say Tyler. Any final overall thoughts on the cast?
I still believe it's kind of mixed feelings about it. Like, I like some people from their first impressions. I don't like others. Right now, I'm leaning to a disappointing season, but hopefully it surprises me.
I think a vet or two will intrigue the game a little bit, especially with the ones that they're getting. Maybe not with someone like Paul, but with someone like an Ian or a Hayden. That would be interesting to see.
I actually disagree. I'd rather just see a all new cast right now. Like, we've had
Honestly,
enough with veterans for 2 seasons in a row. With
well,
big ones are
honestly,
18 and 19.
well, yes, honestly, I would probably like to see more just these 16.
And the
But if they
veterans actually changed the outcome for the game. You like somebody
and
who actually had a shot could have like zero shot whatsoever if a veteran is added to the mix.
that's true, but with the ones that they're casting, they're not casting bad people. Maybe Shelley Pool's a little out there, but I mean, she wasn't that bad. I don't know. We're gonna have to see.
And
But
veterans usually make it far too because a lot of people sheep them. But like, I don't want to see another veteran making it all the way to like Final Four or 5 or 2.
that's true. But we're just gonna have to see. I think this is gonna be a great season, and we will be coming at you guys all season long with updated info. Um, I probably won't be here for the premiere. Adam might, so I might let him host something on my channel. Host a podcast on my channel about the premiere, or about maybe after the second night, after the first 2 days. Do something like that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Those of you who have been with us through the stream, there's been about 5 or 6 of you come on. Thank you guys so much for watching. And make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already. We're about to hit 400 subs, and that's going to be amazing. And make sure you hit that notification bell and hit always so you never miss an upload by the Disney Nerd or live stream. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.